This morning, I don't have a whole lot to show you. I have some crochets, some sewing, some crochet, some sewing, and some talking. So if you're up for that, hang around, grab you a project, and let's get into it. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I am glad you're here this morning. And it is morning. It is Sunday morning. It is Easter morning. Happy Easter for those of you who celebrate. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule, whether you are a returning viewer or you are a new viewer, because I have actually had a few new subscribers. Thank y'all. If you feel like it and you like my content enough to want to see more of me, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. You will have to go down and change it from personalized to all to be notified of all my videos, because YouTube automatically puts it under personalized, which it doesn't show every video that gets posted on your favorite content creators' channels. So I got 5 and 6 done. Now, that might not seem much to y'all, but since I recorded Friday's video on Thursday, I have had, I want to say, maybe 30 minutes of crafting time in Friday, Thursday evening, Friday, Saturday, and now this is Sunday morning, okay, at like 9:45. Well, not quite 9:45. It's like 9:42, but you know, I round up. Anyway, so it is a miracle in and of itself that I have both 5 and 6 completed. So what does this mean? This means I get to go back on 1, 2, and 3 and get the single crochet border done, my row 24, and see if I can't get me some stuff going on. Now, I know this is such a bad host thing. I have not been to our community page on Facebook, so I don't know what's going on over there. I haven't been over there in about 3 days, 2 to 3 days. And y'all bear with me. I know this was supposed to be pretty much over. Well, the field work with the backhoe and all that was supposed to be over. But when my sons decided that we were going to rent it for another month, I'm stuck. Now, I have not gotten on the backhoe since Thursday. And that is because when my son is working on the backhoe, he is the best out of all of us. He is the fastest, the most efficient, you know. We told y'all that we calculated the hours on that thing, so he's the best one for that. I have been running the tractor, which I have got a lot done. It is not, my ring snagged my daggone yellow. It's okay, you can most of the time, if you have a snag, you can kind of take the fibers and keep working them and seeing if you can't get that out. But you know what? This is going to my grandson. He has already claimed it. So it's probably going to be a lot more snags. He is 5 years old. So I'm not sweating that a bit. Oh, and I got my new labels in. See, this is who I order my labels from. So many labels. And I just got them in because I was so running out. I think there's like 5 labels left in here. And it had me worried because, I'm not going to lie, I thought, oh no, I'm not going to have any more, because these take about 3 weeks because they are custom printed, custom cut. So, I was really sweating that I would run out beforehand, and I have to sew my last end in. So, talk to me while I do that. And I'm not done showing y'all what I have done. I did get an order in for some reusable paper towels. And I'm going to tell anybody who is on the fence, you don't have to buy them from me, although I wish you would. If you are on the fence about reusable paper towels, don't be. I make them, so I have an abundance of them at my house. So I don't have to wash my paper towels that often. Because when I'm trying out something new, if it fails, I have to keep, I tend to keep those mess ups. And mine don't match. Mine are eclectic because, let's face it, when I'm doing trials, when I'm trying out something new, I don't always worry about what pattern. And except for the Hawaiian drawn flowers that Tina sent me, I don't have any that I have exclusively cut and sewn for me personally. But I did have an order, so let's see. This is Patricia's order, and I have those done and ready. I will get these shipped out Monday, April 5th. Oh, I have not changed my calendar. No, today is April 5th, Easter. April 6th. I will get these out Monday, April 6th. They are completed, and I love, y'all, look. I'll show y'all each one. I got that one, the butterflies, and then flowers. Now, this is the last of the flowers. I don't have any more of this fabric, so that unfortunately is the last of that one, but I have all the others. But anyway, what I was saying is, I don't use paper towels anymore. I only use my reusable paper towels. And I have some black flannel that is in the washing machine right now because I needed to wash my personal paper towels. So I was like, you know what? Now is the perfect time to go ahead and pre-wash. Now, these are not pre-washed. The ones you order from me are not pre-washed. I do not want to trigger anybody's allergies, so I do not pre-wash these. These are for you to wash and treat with your own detergent that you can handle. Now, sorry y'all, I am diving back into artificial caffeine. Not a lot. I don't drink one every day, but I definitely need one right now. These weekends are kicking my booty. Not to mention the fact that I've been up for almost 3 hours, and this is the first thing I've drank. Well, I had to do my work. I did my walk, and then I did my exercise. Then I had to clean the kitchen. Well, not technically clean the kitchen. Not yesterday, but the day before. My oldest son, and I say that with tongue-in-cheek because I have twins, but the firstborn twin made some knockoff Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and he said it's pretty much just his sandwiches now because he's tweaked it so many ways that it's pretty much just his recipe now. So anyway, he did that in my my cast iron Dutch oven with the handle. It's like a fryer. Him and my daughter-in-law bought that for me, I want to say 2 Christmases ago, I think. And this is the first time it's been used. But to be fair, when we do fried chicken wings, My husband usually uses the pan that came with the turkey fryer set that I got him years ago. So, you know, because he has the big turkey fryer pot, and then he has a short fryer pot, a fish fryer. It's the fish fryer pot that he uses for his chicken wings. Yes, I'm a chatty Cathy today. Now, that is all that I had to show you, other than I am still working on this. But since I got all my squares done, and I did not bring my other squares in here to do the single crochet round on those, I had this in here from 2 videos ago or something. Last video. They're running together in my brain, y'all. I'm not kidding. It's like, if it wasn't for sheer force of will, I would not have got these cut and sewn yesterday. I did not go to bed until like 10:30 last night trying to get these finished up. Now, the day that Patricia ordered them, I pulled the flannel out of my cubby, my shelving in my cubby. I brought them in here, and I did not get started on them right away because I couldn't. There was too much going on that day. So that's why I say, yeah, especially if you order something toward the weekend, because weekends are slam packed. Like I said, when my son is out there on the backhoe, I am on the tractor. And it's been 10, 11-hour days to where I'm out there in the field. So, working, not just being a safety monitor, which I am doing that. But, you know, my husband, my oldest son says, I don't need a babysitter. I'm not a babysitter. It's a safety measure. You know, like, you don't go hiking on major hikes alone. You don't go working heavy machinery alone. It's just a thing. Or is that me? It might just be me. I ain't apologizing. I kid y'all not. I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Now, yes, these videos are a lot more chatty than usual, you know, since we've gotten the backhoe, because honestly, like I told y'all, there's not a whole lot getting done in my crafting section. Unless it's an order, and those take priority. Those have to get done. And now that I'm doing a lot more chatting, I will look up at my dry erase board, which thankfully I don't have any orders on, because while I was down with this, my orders kept stacking up there, and you know, it's like, now I do still have knitting needle organizer. Hold on, that wasn't the purpose of this. At the very top, it says no squirrels allowed, you know, meaning interfering with the work that I have to get done. And every time I see no squirrels allowed, I just kind of inwardly giggle, because squirrels rule my world. In fact, I had a stare down with one this morning on my walk. I'll tell you about that in a second. But anyway, I'd still have my knitting needle organizers, my crochet hook organizers, and my nephew and his wife's little boy's quilt still listed on there. I still have Kim Meyer requesting pigs. Kim, did you see the pigs the fabric that I did buy? If not, email me and I'll send you a picture of them. And Deborah, I did get some fabric up when I went to the warehouse sale. Now, I didn't find it at the warehouse. They didn't have any. But I did find, I went to a little shop there in the next town, and I did find some. So I'm going to go, I don't know if I've shown this or not. Hang tight. I don't know if I've shown this or not on the video. But I did email you, and if you didn't get it, I'm going to show it here. Now, I know you said spiders, but she didn't have any spiders. But I did find spider webs. And if I have shown this before, y'all forgive me. I don't remember one thing from day 1 to day 2 around here right now. But, look at there. And here's the silver version. So if this is something that you do want, let me know. I did tell you I'd keep an eye out for it, and I did. Now, back to what I was talking about. Squirrels. Me and one little squirrel faced off on my walk this morning because he was running across my driveway, and I don't think, for a prey animal, this one wasn't the brightest bulb in the back. He's like darting across my thing, and I'm trucking it. When I walk on my morning walk, usually I'm walking as fast as I do when I walk with Maya. She wasn't with me this morning, but usually, you know, it's a brisk 3.5 to 4 mile an hour. I know y'all are like, wow, that's not fast. But when you clock yourself, it's not jogging, but it's a very fast walk. But he didn't see me. He stopped in the middle of the driveway, and then he looked back at me and he jumped, and his little legs went out. I'm like, little dude, you need to be paying attention to your situational awareness there. Because I could have been a predator. I wasn't, but he's, you know, and he's just looking at me like, you can tell he's got this internal monologue. Oh crap, oh crap, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I did not stop walking. I'm just staring at him as I'm walking toward him really quickly. And I guess if his brain finally unsticks or something, because he darts off toward the field, which, as y'all saw in the other video, it's quickly becoming no brush whatsoever to hide in. And I'm just laughing, you know. I had my audiobook on my phone, and it was playing, so I really do not know how I surprised the squirrel. And then there toward my mailbox, we so unfortunately, no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not. No. Anyway, near my mailbox, I had saw somebody had lost a it said Deb and Mike with the hearts. It's airbrushed front tag, and I don't know when it ended up by my mailbox, but it was the tag and the mounting stuff and everything, so I don't know how it got there, but it's dented up, and I had it sitting up, so whoever Deb and Mike is, if they live on this road, which we don't have a whole lot of people living on this road, I mean, that's the way it is in the country, but I wanted them to see it, so if they did want it, I mean, it's bent, but it wasn't completely damaged. I mean, you could unbend it and still put it back on your car, or if it's a memory thing, they could keep it and whatnot. But as I'm coming down my driveway, before I get to my mailbox, there's a little sand dune type hill, or before it goes into the ditch. And this one little squirrel, he come running up that hill and saw me and then run back down, and I swear to goodness, I don't know what's up with these squirrels this morning, but he ran smack into that daggone tag. Like, okay, so not only my squirrels are spastic, my squirrel moments, but the real squirrels are spastic too. It's like, y'all need to get with a program. So the reason why, it is Easter morning, and my son was supposed to be up here because he wanted me to call him or text him or wake him up around 7, because that's what we have been doing. I try to be finished with everything by the time he gets here, which is usually about 7:15. You know, I have to get my walk in, I have to get my exercise in, because, you know, my exercise routine takes 7 to 15 minutes, depending on which exercise I'm doing that day. So usually I get all that done before I'm texting him and whatnot. But like the last couple mornings, I haven't been able. Oh, I got to go. I have to water my veggies. I have all my plants hardening off out there near my carport. Since our last date, supposedly our last frost date has passed, I want to get my plants in the garden beds tomorrow, which is Monday. I also have my dental appointment to get this temporary crown off and then get the real one put on. So y'all keep your fingers crossed for me for that one. Oh, and the crown sale is still going on. So, you know, if you do need anything, go take a gander at my website. It's always linked down below. I will probably be running that sale until my crown is paid off. Yep. I did sell all of my hand knit towels. I will probably make some more. If you have a request on one, let me know. But I still have all my flower hot pads, my trivet, you know, trivets, whatever. Everybody always laughs at me because they call them trivets and I call them trivet. I took French, y'all, in high school, and some things just have a French flair to them, to me, in my brain. I don't know why. But anyway, I still have my crocheted bandanas, my crocheted market bags. Is that it? Hang tight. Let me look at my thing here. Let's see. I have one knit hat, I think. I know, yeah, we're in spring. It's not happening that way. Oh, and I also have, like, this is coming up. In fact, I had to use one of my stock pieces, my stock ones, the ice pop holders, you know, for the frozen ice pops. The sleeve, so little hands won't get frozen. My grandson's, his is looking pretty old, so I had to take one of my stock ones and, you know, let him pick out which one he wanted. And I also have cast iron, crocheted cast iron handle holders. I don't use my cast iron without having one of those because, you know, cast iron, the whole pan heats up. So I definitely have that one at all times. I think that's it. Yeah, I got the market bags, the bandanas, the hand knit towels, which, like I said, I don't think I have any left. Now, I do still have some, I mean, they're still listed on the site right now. They're just listed as sold out. But if you see something you like and I still have the yarn, let me know what you would want and I can knit it up. But, and I may go ahead and get some more made up. I know I said that it would help me clear out my stock, but I still have a tote full of market bags and bandanas. Because I'm going to share a little secret with y'all. Market bags are my favorite thing to make. Especially Stephanie Zed's pattern. And we are getting into the market bag season. So grab you some. And, you know, the thing about those market bags is they hold a lot. So in one of my videos, I had shown y'all the little Lily Sugar and Cream ball of yarn. I think one of the larger one held 18 of them, I think. And the smaller one held 12. I think that was how many. It's been a long minute. But anyway, they are definitely handy to have, and they're very so addicting to make. Now, I will tell you something. And I am very, very careful not to copy a lot of other content creators. And it's funny because the crochet and knit world is not that huge. So sometimes you will see somebody do something that you've already done. Or you do something and then you see a video and you're like, oh, crud, they've already done that. That happens. I've had things that I've never seen before that I've done, and then I'll see other content creators do the same thing, and I'm like, wait, do they watch me? Or is it just one of those situational things? Because there has been things that I have done, and then I've seen one particular creator, I've seen her do them, and I'm like, there's no way she watches me. So it's just one of those things. And then there's ones that I watch when I do things, and it's like, I haven't shown y'all. I have, you know, they'll show it on their channel, and I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I'm not going to show that because it's going to look like I'm copying that person. Now, if I get an idea from another content creator, I tell y'all, yo, I saw this on so-and-so's channel, and I liked it, so I did it. The reason I'm saying all this is because y'all know I watch Kelsey. I love Kelsey. She is just she's a boss. That girl works hard, and I say girl, she's a woman. But y'all know I'm 52 years old. Sometimes I think everybody who's younger than me is a girl. And I used to hate that when I was that age. I'm like, I am a grown woman. I'm not a girl. But now I get it. Don't we all see things hindsight 2020? But anyway, she has been doing a lot of different totes lately, trying different patterns and whatnot, and I'm loving some of them. I do not need a new tote bag addiction or market bag addiction. I don't need, no. Oh, speaking of tote bags, y'all, I have not touched that tote bag that I showed y'all Friday. I ain't touched it. I haven't had time. Like I said, I have had about 30 minutes of craft time. And this video will be the biggest amount of crafting time that I have this weekend. This weekend. Because I'm just sitting here not being able to do anything. See, I done had a squirrel moment. So, forgive my squirrel moments. I was telling y'all why I was doing this so early, and then I got sidetracked. I'm either your cup of tea or I am your cup of vinegar. I can't go both ways. So, I'm sorry. But anyway, I text my son I don't get a response this morning, so I call him. He sends me to voicemail. But that's his way of saying, yo, okay, this woke me up. Because right after he sends me to voicemail, I can see that he's read my text. And I get back to the house, because I was walking when I texted him. So I get back to the house, and I'm starting to put together my cooler. Because every day I pack my cooler, you know, with my sparkling ice, my water bottle, my frozen water bottles. And he texts me, he says, Mom, I'm gonna have a little bit of a break today because Kat wants to get stuff for the baby for Easter. And I said, okay. Like, are we delaying our start time? Because if so, I'm going to go ahead and get Monday's video recorded. He says, yes, ma'am. I said, okay. Perfectly fine. Oh. Y'all. I'm going to have to get a picture. If I do get a picture, I'm going to insert it here. My husband and I bought... Now, Brantley's our only grandson. I know I call my great-nephew, you know, my grandson, and I flip back and forth between he's my great-nephew and he's my grandson, because when they were staying with my son and my daughter-in-law, he was getting confused because he knows me as Aunt Lynn, but Brantley kept calling me Grandma. And, I mean, at 3 and 4 years old, sometimes that line gets blurred, so I told him if he wanted to, he could call me Grandma. And he would flip back and forth. I would answer to anything. I love that little boy, so it didn't matter what he called me. But Brantley is my only grandson. And we tend to go overboard when we can. So when all the Easter stuff came out, when my boys were young, I didn't buy pre-made Easter baskets. And if you do, that's fine. I'm not hating on anybody that has done it or still does it. But when my boys were young, the only pre-made Easter baskets were ton full of candy and then maybe 1 or 2 junk toys. Again, no judgment, okay? It's just not what I wanted to do. And they were stupid expensive for those things. I was like, you know, I would rather have them more entertainment value than candy. Because I didn't give my boys very many sweets when they were growing up. Because, hello, genetic bad teeth. So, and you know, to be fair, my boys have beautiful teeth. My habits that I raised them with about their teeth have paid off. They do not have permanent buds like I don't. So when they lose these back teeth, that's it. There was no, you know, most people lose them in up to like 12 years old, I think, is when you can lose the last of your baby teeth, your molars and stuff, and get new ones in. Yeah, nope, we couldn't. So dental health was always a huge priority in my house when we were raising our sons. But so when Easter stuff started coming out, I didn't pay attention to the pre-made stuff. But we saw this cute little if I cannot get a picture of it, because I don't know how fast they're going to get up here. If I cannot get a picture of it, it is a Minecraft Easter basket. And then my husband and I bought all different kind of Minecraft stuff and filled it with that. So this was right after they stocked Easter stuff. Now, if you have looked at the pre-made baskets, which I have since we bought all that stuff, and it would have been cheaper for me to buy a pre-made basket. And pre-made baskets are not like they used to be. They're cheaper now. Some of them don't have any candy at all. And then some of them have like 1 or 2 packs. Now, for Brantley's, we bought 2 things of candy. Some Sour Patch Kids that is him and his dad's favorites. And as of the worst dental thing ever. And then jelly beans, which is along the same line. It was Minecraft jelly beans. But it was precious, okay? I couldn't resist. And that's one place where my husband and I, you know, we're big softies where that boy is concerned. But, and like I said, this was back, I want to say, it's over a month ago. It's like right after they started. And then I showed my daughter-in-law, I sent her pictures of everything we had bought. And she said she didn't know what she was going to do for Brantley at the time. But, you know, that, like I said, this was still a month out. And I was like, well, you know, if y'all want, y'all can have this stuff and you give it to him. She's like, no, y'all bought that for him, so y'all give it to him. Okay, yeah. I remember what it's like to have a young little guy running around, and sometimes you just, life gets in the way. So I didn't want them to have to worry about it, but, you know, she said she had it covered. I said, okay. So I think she went to go grab some last minute stuff for his basket as well. But, because it's so cute. She's like, you know, I asked her what we were going to do for Brantley for Easter. She said, well, we're going to do like we normally do for Christmas. I mean, because they come up here and we do Christmas morning together. So they bring all of Brantley's stuff, his Christmas presents, up here. And, you know, he opens them up here along with our stuff. He gets Santa's stuff, Mom and Dad's stuff, Grandma and Papa stuff, Uncle Ami stuff. So that's what he calls my son Austin, Uncle Ami. Because, see, somehow my son Austin got the nickname Audi, like Audi, A-U-D-I. I think it was A-U-T-I, but, you know, it sounded like A-U-D-I. Well, when Brantley was a tiny, tiny little guy, he couldn't say Audi. So he said Ami. So it's Uncle Ami. And I said something one day. It was so funny because I said, your Uncle Austin, that's not Uncle Austin, Grandma. That's Uncle Ami. I stand corrected, my dear son. Why you call me son? I'm not your son. I said, you are my grandson. You are my son's son. So I can call you son. Hence the last part of the grandson. He's like, oh. I said, well, I mean, I can call you baby again. I said, what would you rather have, baby or son? I mean, we call him all kind of different things. Son, buddy, honey, love, you know, sport. But he's like, oh, okay. Son. I said, you want baby or son? He's like, son. I said, okay. And I catch myself calling my my grown son's baby sometimes. It's like, oh, sorry. It's a southern thing. I don't know. But, or it just could be a me thing. So anyway, the reason when my son said that we were going to be delayed doing this out the field, I was like, okay, I'll get this. I'll get Monday's recording, and I need a, yeah. I was like, I'll go ahead and get that recorded. And it's supposed to rain a little today. Now, it did sprinkle the other day, but the Kubota that we borrowed from my other son's, my younger son's friend, has the little cab over thing. I mean, I still got wet, but it wasn't a downpour like it was that last time that I was telling y'all about. It was just a sprinkle. It was a nice little cooling me off thing. So I didn't argue. And the way my son is acting, my older son, he's like, Mom, it's not really supposed to. we might get a light sprinkle today. And I'm like, well, okay. Because I feel like I'm in a crunch, y'all. Because I don't know how long we're going to be able to borrow this Kubota. And honestly, if I can get this crown paid off and the hospital bill taken care of, I would love to buy. Now, we do have a tractor. It is broken right now. My husband broke the transmission piece or something in the transmission. I want to say, 10 years ago. So, you know, all the hoses and stuff would have to be replaced. The battery would need to be replaced. I think that the tank, the diesel tank, would have to be re-welded. I'm not sure. But anyway, so we have a backhoe that is down and a tractor that is down. But the thing about the tractor that we have, it is good for bush hogging. It is good for box blading like the driveway and stuff. But that's pretty much it. It doesn't have a front end loader. It is a old 70s model Massey Ferguson. I love our tractor. But unfortunately, it does need work. And I don't know. I mean, it would not be good for hauling hay bales around. Trust me, I know. It was around when we had our horses, and it didn't have the spikes. I mean, it doesn't have a front end loader attachment, so we wasn't able to put the spikes on the front for the hay bales, the big round hay bales, which we're going to need for the cows. Because like I told my daughter-in-law, she was buying square bales for her cow, and that just is not cost effective. So me and her were talking, and to try to outfit my Massey Ferguson for that, it would be way too expensive. It would be cheaper for us in the long run, not now, but later, to work our finances to where we could possibly we could all go in on a tractor. And we could all three houses could split the monthly expense. And I think that's what we'll do. Because the Kubota that we borrowed, it is a sweet little tractor. It doesn't quite have the power that I would want if we were to buy one. I think I would like a little bit more power. So it would have to be a little bit bigger. Now, the Kubota is a little smaller than my Massey Ferguson. But I would want something about the power that my Massey Ferguson has, or maybe a little bit more. Because when you have a working farm, you need to plan for the biggest thing that you might ever need it for, and have the power and capability for that, you know, so. And I'm telling y'all. I mean, because this has been a farm before, and it will be a farm again. But all of the stuff that we had on our farm, or as a farm, has pretty much fallen by the wayside. Because it is not... It's not and when I say farm, I mean small farm. Not like huge, where you have 1,000 head of cattle, or, 3,000 acres, and no. So I guess the correct label might be hobby farm. I don't feel like it's a hobby farm. But, I guess it would be, because it's not commercial size, endeavor. So I guess it would be considered a hobby farm, or maybe a homestead farm, something like that. I don't know. These terms, I'm not kidding. They change with the wind. I can't keep up with them. Lord knows I sound like my grandma. know, that's one thing I heard out of her mouth all the time. I can't keep up with all the changes in the times, and I haven't heard that woman's voice since I was 16 years old. We lost her when I was 16. And that's where my German and Irish, and that's the biggest part of who she was. Now, the Cherokee came from her husband, my grandpa's side, but oh Lord, that Spitfire Irish, I get that through and through. And that's why the natural red that I have in my hair is highlighted when I dye it, because y'all, my skin may tan, you know, like my mom and the Cherokee side, because my grandma, she was porcelain skinned as the day is long. But she had fragile skin like I do, and my mom does, or did. But I tell you what, ooh, her temper, my mama, it skipped my mama. My mama could get angry, but fiery personality, and it skipped my mama. It went straight from my grandma to me. So it was nice to have that little, you know, have you ever said something that one of your family members that are gone, that they used to say, you know, whether it's a term or an old adage, or, you know, it's like, oh, hello, Grandma. Yeah. That happens from time to time. And April is my mom's birth month. So if let's see, I do kind of get to where there might be a couple videos to where I talk a lot about my mom, and it's just only a remembrance thing, you know. In August will be 15 years that she's been gone. Jeez, that doesn't even sound real. But usually I do internal tributes left and right for my mom. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I have not heard back, but I am using my phone. So if my son has texted me or has shown up, I wouldn't hear it, because my phone, I can't see if there's any notifications, because I can see the front of the screen through my TV screen behind it. But I'm going to get off here because, you know, that should have been plenty enough time. I know my daughter-in-law was going to dye Easter eggs with my grandson this morning. So they'll probably be up here a little bit later. But until they get up here, my son and I can go ahead and get out in the field. When she gets back, he'll be up here. Me and him will go out in the field. And then my daughter-in-law and grandson will follow when they finish doing the Easter eggs. And then we're going to have probably an Easter egg hunt with my grandson, and have a little bit of a break today to play with him, and then we'll get back out in the field. Usually I do a ham on Easter Sunday, but not this year. I just don't, there's no way. There's no way. I'm going to miss it too, because, you know, my Easter ham, but I just had a ham for Christmas. So, anyway, I gotta quit. I hope y'all's Sunday was awesome, that, you know, it was everything you wanted it to be. And I hope today is going really, really well for y'all. And I hope that you find some little bit of joy, grab a hold of it, don't let go, and enjoy everything that you can, in every little minute that you can, okay? I will see y'all in Wednesday's video. Y'all have a great one now. Bye-bye.